Yes, I'm glad you made it to this post. It could be in the morning for you, good morning. It could be afternoon, good afternoon, or evening, good evening. We are glad to have you again. And today we are going to be looking at the entrepreneurial thinking teacher. As we are always saying that this is not just meant for teachers alone, but we are dedicating this to teachers because of the need in it. You can imagine you have an entrepreneurial thinking teacher teaching your children. I mean, you can imagine what your children will turn out to be. So we are dedicating this because we believe they are the foundation. But all the principles we are sharing here are relevant to all professionals. So stay with us as we take you through the journey of how to become entrepreneurial in your thinking. Now, we are not saying you should become an entrepreneur per se or you'll be a business owner because there's even a clear difference between a business owner and an entrepreneur. But your approach to your work becomes entrepreneurial, such that your employee approaches you differently. You become very useful. So one of the things that can retain you in a job that makes you a form of irreplaceable, even though I don't believe anybody is irreplaceable, is the fact that you are a problem solver. You are an entrepreneur in your thinking. I've already jumped the gun. Who is an entrepreneur? An entrepreneur is that person who sees a problem as an opportunity, and then he will take the risk to solve the problem. At the end of the day, create value for himself and everyone around. It's different from a business owner who just says, okay, this is a business, I can sell this and make this profit. I can open a tutorial center, I just gather some few students and then I run it over every year like that. An entrepreneur rather will say, okay, I think this space is getting too small for us and I cannot even employ more teachers. Can I create an app where the student can join online or join in their various homes? An entrepreneurial teacher is someone who will say, okay, I discovered that my students like reading novels. Anytime I want to teach them mathematics, okay, is there a way I can use a storytelling method to teach so that we both still enjoy the story at the same time I still achieve my aim? So an entrepreneurial thinking person is a person who has this win-win approach. Okay, I will win and you will win and all of us will create value. So are you that person? And if you're not that person, how can you get there? Now, the difference between you and that employee that is like a special one, making it winning awards, that teacher winning awards and the rest, is the fact that most of the time, that teacher that is outstanding there is entrepreneurial in his thinking. All my friends that I know that have one award or the other, I notice that they are problem solvers in one way or the other, and they are risk takers. At the same time, they're also creating value not just for themselves, but for the ecosystem. So the same thing too, you want to approach your own life like this. Now, why do you need to be entrepreneurial as a teacher? Now, you solve problems every day. You cannot afford to just remain the same. You see, a lot of responsibilities are on your head as a teacher. When you are connecting with the school owner, which happens to be your boss, and I call the person your first customer. You are connected to your student, another customer, you're connected to your parent. So all these three together, you're in the middle. Come on, you cannot just afford not to know how to connect here to make profit and to solve problems, how to connect to parents, I mean, you are loaded with a lot of opportunities and you cannot just be wasting away. So you just want to wake up. But I'm going to give you a mindset today. I want to look at a mindset first with this story. So once we look at that, we pick it up again tomorrow and start building on it. And we hope that this will also go beyond just a regular 10 minute talk. Something big will come out of this. So let me tell you a story that will create a mindset, a story that will create a beautiful mindset for you as an entrepreneur. There was a traveler, parched and desperate for water. Luckily for him, he stumbled on this upon this water pump in the desert. And by the time he was approaching that, wow, I found water, he found a bottle water or a bottle of water beside the pump. Of course, that makes the work easier. You could just quickly take it, open it, and then solve his problem. But on the bottle was written what I want to read now. Use this water to prime the pump. Ha. Pour it in completely. You will get an abundance of water. Refill the bottle for the next traveler. I mean, that's a big test, and that's one of the big tests that an entrepreneur tends to face. You have your solution. You can eat your money. You can eat your, I mean, you can just do your work and get out. And you have to now pour it back inside and then pump. Pumping is another, I mean, priming water, okay, it's another survival skill some years ago. I don't know whether some of us will know it now. You must know how to prime water in those days. So you have to now pump, I mean, prime it and bring it out. Now, did he do it? Yes. That was exactly what he did. And then after pumping vigorously, he got a lot of water. And then see what he did. He, after drinking, after enjoying himself, okay, he now pour enough water back into the bottle, and then added to the note. It works. You must first trust and give. And that is the mentality. I want you to go with this mentality that can I actually take that risk to pour in, to invest in myself? I mean, to buy books and invest in yourself, invest around you before you start taking. An entrepreneur is someone who doesn't mind to push others first, sacrifice a lot, take risk. And now let me ask you, are you on that survival mode where you know my 15,000 naira salary is just okay for me, and you are not thinking outside the box? If you are not, then you are not meant for this class. You are not meant for this broadcast this morning. You just have to know how to think outside the box, how to take a risk, and then solve the problem. So let this story guide you. Start asking yourself, in what area can I apply this story in my life where I think of surviving first or solving a general problem? An entrepreneur is someone who solves a whole lot of problem around. So what are the characteristics of an entrepreneur? Quickly, three things that you can see in the story. One, they take risks. Are you ready, sir or ma, to take that risk and think outside the box, do something differently from what you have been doing? I mean, it could cost you your money, it will cost you your time, it will cost you your probably your respect, it will cost you your friend. Are you willing to take that risk? Now, secondly, think beyond yourself. Like a traveler, you have to refill the bottle again for the next person. When you find a solution, are you ready to trade it out, to push it out? So until you overcome yourself, I mean, which is selfishness, you are not an entrepreneur. Yeah, you cannot be entrepreneurial in your thinking. Okay. And then are you ready to be persistent? If you're ready to be persistent, we are going to know because we are going to be seeing you every morning or every time I check here. Either you are commenting or you are watching. I mean, you will just be here to learn. So throughout this week, we're going to be looking at the story of this guy and be picking a lot of moral lessons there and how that can transform us naturally as teachers, as professionals, into becoming entrepreneurial in our thinking. So let's take our practical step today. What are you supposed to do today? Today, being Monday, start reflecting on yourself. Okay, I'm in this field as a teacher. What problem can I solve? There is no way you will solve a problem that you will not create value. I'm not talking about value, I'm talking about money. I mean, I don't know, going to example some teachers that I'm seeing these days doing fantastically well. Kudos to you guys. You know, you are, yes, I'm talking about you. Okay, now, you that you are still wondering, how are they doing it? You want to take you through the journey this week now. What unique value can I create in education? What little problem can I solve in my school differently from what I'm employed to do? How can I make this ecosystem a better place? Start thinking about that today and write it down, and then we'll go through the journey together from tomorrow. And you want to take this affirmation with me to strengthen you. All right, this is coming to my mind. I'm going to say tomorrow we're going to be looking at not just being an initiator, but being a finitiator. I mean, I never planned it, I'm just getting it now. And many problems we have in education or in fields generally is that many people can initiate, they can start. So once they start, you see them not finishing. So tomorrow we're going to be looking at not being an initiator alone, but being a finitiator. All right, so let's take our affirmation quickly. I am an entrepreneur in thought and action. I solve problems. I create value. I inspire growth in myself and others. My work leaves a lasting impact. Teachers, entrepreneurial thinking is about seeing things beyond the immediate, creating value, and trusting the process of growth. Like the traveler, it takes a bold steps towards priming the water for greater opportunities. Thank you for joining today. We really appreciate you, okay? And thank you for being a teacher. You are highly celebrated. See you tomorrow morning or anytime.